Walaikum salam.
Thank you very much for this forum. Unlike the previous speaker who asked question, he asked a question in the master class. I will take us back to 101, the basic class. I'm very ignorant of the musharaka, murabaha, and all of that. So I would like you to break it easy for laymen like myself, who are totally ignorant of the basics. All we know is that the mortgaging has a huge tax that is complete haram. What makes the murabaha not interest, doesn't have interest, and what makes it Sharia? You mentioned Sharia compliance. What makes it Sharia compliance? Please break it to the basic layman understanding, because I want to be sure that we are not being sweet talk into doing what we've been running away from all this while. So break it down to the basic Islamic principles of that interest. And if at all there is no interest, then how are you in business? How are you making your money for us to be comfortable to mortgage with you? And all of the capitalism and all of that that Islam is being running away from. How does the murabaha, if that's what you were selling, how does that become the Sharia compliance? Thank you very much.
Jazakallah for your question, Yasir, brother Yasir. The question you are asking is a very fundamental question. The Islamic finance industry across the world, it's a $4 trillion industry. There's more than 500 Islamic banks, and they are all following the same standards. We now have global standards called AOFI, Accounting and Auditing Organization of Islamic Financial Institutions. So the question you are asking is best answered by a sheikh, by a Sharia scholar. I am not a Sharia scholar, but I will do my best to answer your question in a basic way. But I will, before even I answer, my request to you will be that a better answer will be with for you in our website. If you go to the FAQ videos page, the very first question, please explain the product structure used by ICRAS for financing halal mortgage and the basis for approval under Sharia law. How are halal financing structures established based on Quran, Sunnah, and how Ijma and Ijtihad used in Sharia compliant financing? Brother, these two questions are directly answered by our Shayukh, and you are welcome to please read them. They will probably answer better than I will answer. However, I will give you a very simple answer. The Islamic financial industry and the concept of Sharia compliant financing is that there any borrowing and lending, any financial deal that happens must be under Sharia compliant principles, which prohibits three things. It prohibits riba, which is interest. It prohibits gharar, which is gambling. And it prohibits speculation, mesir. These are the three things. Riba, gharar, and mesir. These are the main three things which are prohibited. So Islamic finance industry is generally structured around finding ways to manage in today's capitalist world, as you mentioned, but within the principles and tenets of Sharia law. In the case of mortgages and mortgage lending, we cannot lend you money and charge you interest on it. Therefore, what the entire global Islamic finance community has done, they have created products based on the principles of either murabaha or musharaka or ijara. I will talk to you about murabaha. Murabaha means a cost plus sale. Murabaha means basically doing a tijara where the cost price and the selling price of the item that is being sold is known. So the way Iqra's product is structured, that we will give you the money and then we will every month conduct murabaha transaction with you using Sharia compliant assets, which will create a halal profit for us and a loss for you, and we will charge you that halal profit. I will end by saying one very important thing, brother, because a lot of people say, oh, but if you are charging the same profit instead of interest, it is all a scam, or this is fake, or this is. No, very important point. And this is from the Quran, and I will show you the verse. Sharia does not mind if the end result is the similar one from a cash flow point of view. What Sharia cares about is that you reach those cash flows in a Sharia compliant halal way, in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the verse that I will refer you is Surah Baqarah, verse number 275. I can read it in Arabic if you want. الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ الرِّبَا لَا يَقُومُونَ إِلَّا كَمَا يَقُومُ الَّذِي يَتَخَبَّطُهُ الشَّيْطَانُ. And it keeps going in English. But those who take riba, usury, will rise on the day of resurrection like tormented by Satan's touch. This is the important part, brother. That is because they say trade, yani tijara, and riba are the same. Trade and riba are the same, but God has allowed trade and forbidden usury. The reason, because I've asked the scholars about this, the reason they say this is because what they say is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not asking you to question his decision. Just like Allah says, a girlfriend and a boyfriend, na'uzubillah, living together is haram, but the same two couple, if they just say the nikah in front of two or four witnesses, or two witnesses, I apologize, you will know better, it is certainly halal. In the same way, when you eat zabiha meat, if I put two steaks in front of you, one is zabiha, the other one is not, one is halal, one is haram, even though the end result is similar. In the same way, riba may end up in similar result as tijara, as murabaha or musharaka. But we as human beings want to follow the Quran and we want to do our best in today's world. And this is basically what Islamic finance in the whole world is based on, my brother. Iqraz is following the AOFI standards, which is the global recognized Sharia compliance systems in the world. And we have a Sharia certificate and the fatwa based on that. And I hope this is sufficient for your question to as an answer. If you are still not satisfied, I am very happy to put you in touch with our shayukh and you can talk to them directly as well if you want further information.
Great. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the opportunity once again. Zuhair, you answered my question perfectly. You touches the basis, and I feel the pulse now. I now have a good idea. And just like the sister who just spoke, you raised my hope. I already lost hope with ever gonna own a home in this part of the world. I lost that hope until today. Thank you very much.